Hi, and welcome back to Shawnee Hills Workshop. Today I want to talk about something that is very important to me and that I take very seriously, my vehicle everyday carry. Now, I'm going to be rushing through this video a little bit just because there's a lot to cover and I don't want this to be a 30-minute long video, so bear with me. Now, I have my everyday carry broken up into several different categories, and you'll see I actually have spreadsheets for each one of my vehicles because the things that I carry in each vehicle are different and I have different reasons for carrying the things I do in those vehicles. Now I break everything up into three sections: primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary are things that I want around my person that I can grab quickly. Secondary are things that I don't use that often, but often enough I want to get to them without having to move anything major. And tertiary are things that I only need in an event of emergency. Now, some of my secondary and tertiary things in this vehicle are mismatched with each other only because of space. For instance, I can't fit something that is secondary in the secondary slot. I had to put it in the tertiary slot. So I have each vehicle broken down into convenience items, personal care items, clothing, dog, car parts, tools, security, and emergency. Now, I focus highly on practical situations and less on tactical situations. For me, that is the way I look at it. I have a family of 5. I try to think of what are all the things that practically could happen that I need to be prepared for versus having an artillery in my vehicle ready to take on the zombie apocalypse. So with that in mind, let's just dive right in, and I'll start at the front of the truck and work my way back. Here on the driver's side door, and in the top pocket, I have a pack of wipes, some Kleenex, and in the bottom pocket, I have an umbrella, hand sanitizer, and then an odor absorber. Odors aren't as bad in this vehicle because I have a vinyl floor mat, vinyl seats, but in a vehicle with carpet and cloth seats, those can be, lifesavers there. Sitting in the driver's seat, on my visor, I have my registration, my insurance, and a pen and a lead pencil. I don't like keeping anything more than that up there just because you don't want something that's going to get thrown around real easily in the event of a collision. I also have my phone mount with my charger wired up to where it's right there. And then right in the middle, I have this trash can. And I like this trash can. It's kind of similar to what you would use for a cooler. And it's got little clips on either side to hold the handles down of a regular grocery bag. And so I keep that there. And I'm planning on putting adhesive Velcro to just Velcro it right to the front of that seat. Now in this little compartment, I keep a little notebook, just if I need to take notes or anything down like that. And then I have an air freshener. So in the center console, I keep up here Velcroed a window brake hammer and seatbelt cutter. Then in the organizer here, I keep a headlamp, got a pack of gum, and I also keep keys for the trailers that I haul with this. The trailers as well as the hitch locks, things like that. So anything to do with any one of the trailers I have right there. These are all redundant copies. I have another copy of all those keys hanging in the house. These 2 batteries I just put here, these are batteries for my wireless winch remote, but they don't stay there. I got some floss sticks, some Listerine, an extra charging cord for my phone, and a pen and pencil. Then I've got several packs of batteries here, AAA and AA. These are all lithium. That's very important. You want them to be able to store for a long time. And within my house and all of our vehicles, I've done everything I can to limit all of my flashlights, anything that uses a battery, to AA or AAA. Now, you saw earlier my wireless wrench remote. I can't help that. That's what they use. There's no option for AAA or AA, but everything that I can choose, I make it AAA or AA. Here I have a little, I guess you would call it a grooming kit, tweezers, nail clippers, things of that nature. I have my Gerber multi-tool, and I have some bug spray. And I've got a flashlight, some chapstick, 2 lighters, a little kind bar, and a pocket knife. Then these 2 Allen wrenches, which should not be in there, but they are. And in the passenger door, very similar to the driver's side door, pack of wipes, pack of tissues. And I also have some sunscreen here. Now anything like this I keep in a baggie just in case it was to pop open. Then I have an umbrella, and then I have a mini mag light. Again, sticking with the AAA theme batteries. In the glove box, other than my standard paperwork, I keep silverware and some napkins. Now here is where things start to differentiate from what you might find in any typical vehicle. On the passenger side, I have a fire extinguisher that is mounted to the frame of the seat. Also, you notice right by the driver's side headrest, I have my Medic first aid kit. Now I've taken their standard kit and I've added a SAM splint and some wound seal to it. Now up to now, we've covered everything in my primary section, with the exception of the things that I carry on my person. I have my personal everyday carry. From this point on, we'll be looking at secondary and tertiary. So behind my seat, I have several things. I have 2 backpacks that stay in here, and I do that for a reason. One is it just makes it an easy way to store stuff in here, but also in the event that I do have to leave my vehicle, whether it breaks down and I have to hike home or hike to the nearest gas station, what have you, I can carry some stuff with me. In this one, I've got my survival knife, I've got a little pocket knife in here, I've got a lighter, some hot hands. I've got an extra change of clothes in here for everybody in the family. So I have 1 change of clothes. Now the thought process behind this is more of, you know, we've been out about and we've stopped at a creek and one of us has fallen in, or we've fallen in a mud hole, things of that nature. And so it's just nice to have an extra change of clothes for everybody. That includes socks and underwear. We also have a roll of toilet paper and feminine hygiene products. In the top pocket here, I have some more silverware as well as some tuna. In this pocket, I have my handheld ham radio with a battery already charged on there, but I also have a plug-in that I can plug it into my vehicle, as well as a battery pack that I can use AA batteries in it. And I keep these clipped right there to the child restraint hook, just so they don't fall over when I lift up the seat. Now right here, I have a reflective triangle in case we do break down beside the road. I have a pair of 20-foot zero gauge jumper cables. I'll put a link to a video I made on how I made these. I made them so they have a quick disconnect to my vehicle. I have my water purifier that I had from when I backpack, and I put it in here just for some reason if we need water. You know, I'm out working in a field and I've ran out of water and there's a water source nearby, I have a way to get some water. And I have my jack. I also have 2 wool blankets. You know, traveling in the winter time, if the situation comes up to where we're in a traffic jam and we're low on fuel, so we need to shut the engine off, you know, we have a way of putting blankets over us and staying warm. You know, it's not unheard of to have to spend the night in a vehicle. And I have windshield scraper. In the center box, I carry some trash bags, an air compressor and hose, pressure gauge. I have a jump pack, a spare serpentine belt, and a pair of valves to air down my tires. You know, with this truck doing the logging that I've been doing, I'm in a lot of fields, and sometimes if you get stuck in the mud, all you gotta do is let a little air out of your tires and they'll take care of you. Now, I also plan on carrying some other spare parts that I haven't got to yet. Now, over to the driver's side, I have my other backpack. I have a bottle I use for carrying water there, jar of peanut butter, got some paracord that I made these years ago when I was backpacking. I made I used to carry a sleeping roll with me, and those went around that. So I've just kind of hung on to them and kept them on my backpacks. Now this is more of winter gear here. I have a toboggan and a pair of gloves for everybody. Once you start having 5 of everything, it starts taking up quite a lot of room. I have a sweatshirt for myself. I don't have one for everybody because typically if it's cold weather, they're going to have a jacket or sweatshirt. I have one for myself because lots of times I'm called out working when it was hot during the day, sun goes down, it's getting cooler, and I'm really bad to walk out of the house with just a t-shirt on and not think about it. And then I have some Cliff Bars, some nuts, just some random snacks. Now, again, For the food, this is not a survival situation, or I don't see it that way. I see it more as I'm out working in a field and I thought I'd be home by 3. It's now 7 and I still haven't made it home because I've either got stuck or ended up being more work than I thought there would be, and I'm hungry. And I've got a couple of the kids with me. Scenario like that. Or again, stuck in traffic on the freeway for 3 hours, we've got some food. So it's nothing more than just some snacks. This isn't something to sustain you in a survival situation for 3 or 4 days. Now I have 5 ponchos. We've actually, as you can tell, some of them are open because we've had to use them. I've got my rubber boots. My thought process there is if I'm out in the field and it's muddy, I can take off my good boots, throw these on. And then I have a tire repair kit. I think I have a gift for poking holes in tires because I have plugged a lot of tires in my time. So then the last few things I have here is a roll of paper towels, and then I have a dog bag. The dog bag just consists of the bare necessities. I've got a little package of waste bags on the side. And this is actually just an old camera case that I had, and it just fit everything perfect. Then I have 2 collapsible bowls, a water and a food bowl. A bag of food that's 2 scoops, so that would be 2 different meals for her. And then I have a leash, a collar, and a 20-foot cable. You know, as many times I've had her get up in the vehicle and then I get to where I'm going and I realize I don't have a collar on her, or I don't have a leash. Or we're out someplace where I'd like to let her run around and just would like to have the cable. So it's nice to have those things in all your vehicles. Now, my toolbox is very specific to me, but I'm going to show it to you just so it might give you some ideas. First things I would say is I'm a big fan of weather guard. The locks are really good, they're really strong, I prefer them. So if you can get yourself a weather guard or any high quality toolbox, the toolboxes, the cheap ones at Lowe's, it's just so easy to break into them. So the things I carry in my toolbox aren't going to apply to a lot of people, but again, I'll show you what I have. These things I think do. On both driver's side and passenger side, I have a few things that I want to be able to grab quick. I have 2 little flashlights here, and I have these so if at night I'm trying to find something, I can use it to find it. I have a can of WD-40. It seems like things are always squeaking and you need to spray them down. I have a trailer lock, and the key is up front, as I mentioned earlier. Have a pair of mechanics gloves, a marker, a tape measure. I think it's very important to always have a tape measure. I seem like I always am using them. A roll of Gorilla Tape. And then lastly, I have another just cheap multi-tool. Multi-tools can be so handy at times. Now on the passenger side, this is where I deviate a little bit from what most people would have. And I do have another pair of gloves, but specifically leather gloves. And I use these when I am hauling logs or using the chainsaw. I have my logger's tape. I have a clevis, a couple extra chains for my Husqvarna, as well as my wireless winch remote. Now, another flashlight, and then I have a couple extra connections for the quick connections I made up for my winch, my jumper cables, just in case one of them breaks. I have actually broken one. It's easier to do than you would think. Now this long thing across here, this is my cant hook. Again, that's specifically for the log retrieval. But here are a few things that I think are a good thing to carry. I keep my service bag with me at all times. And for this, 90% of the things that I have to repair around the house, on the vehicle, can be done with this service bag and this tool roll. This has all my wrenches, my sockets, things of that nature. Now I also keep a bag of ratchet straps and a bag of bungee cords. Again, I just think it's a very good thing to keep. You never know when you have a truck when you're going to need to strap something down. Then I keep my winch blanket, a shovel. This little bag I have for my chainsaws, I have extra chains, some oil, snatch block, wedges, sharpening tools, etc. I've got my battery chainsaw, 2 gas chainsaws. Got my chaps, my hard hat, and my ear protection. And then this last bag is another one I think people should carry. It's got recovery gear and it's got toe straps. So if I need to pull somebody out, I'd rather use that than a chain. Then I also, in the back, I keep my crate full of my logging chains, some mixed fuel, bar oil, jack stands, and a box of paper towels. Put a lot of thought into making this video over the past few weeks, and I've tried to think, what is my goal for this video? And my goal is not to get you to carry what I carry. My goal is not to get you to buy the stuff that I'm carrying in my vehicle. My goal is to get you to think. Think about what is being practically prepared for you. You know, I have my wife, my 3 kids, and even my dog that I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for taking care of them and making sure they're all right, and that's important to me. And so I try to think of what are all the practical things that I need to be prepared for. You know, something as simple as a clean pair of socks when you've just stepped in a mud puddle, it can be nice, you know. As well as a trauma kit. I had to use my first aid kit here just a couple days ago. My oldest daughter had a pretty bad accident on her bicycle, and I had everything there ready to clean her up and take care of her. You know, as a parent, that is what I feel like is one of my most important things, is to be able to take care of my loved ones. So, sorry I rushed through this, but I didn't want this to be a long video. I wanted people to be able to stay engaged and watch, and hopefully, you know, that happened. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. Also, if you see something that you think I've completely missed, please tell me, because I'm not perfect. I've just been trying to think what works for me, and there may be something that is blatantly obvious to you that I've forgotten. Well, as always, if you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. Either way, tell me why so I can try to get better. If you're not already a subscriber, I would truly love to have you. Hit that subscribe button, and if you'd like to get notified every time I put out a video, hit that bell for notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.